Hello.
Hello, Daisy.
Uh, I'm sorry because I went to academy, so
That's
I
okay.
just
That's okay. I thought maybe you were busy with something. How are you today, Daisy? How's things?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you, Daisy. Um, what day is it today?
Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday. It's the start of the week. Last week I heard maybe you had the speech contest. And how did that go? Where did you go to have it, first of all?
In Seoul, there's like a place where diplomats work.
And you want to be a diplomat, isn't it?
Yes,
So how was it to be in that big hall, that big diplomatic room?
very good.
Very fancy, maybe. Very nice. Okay, so how did the speech go?
Uh, I went for English and Chinese, and for English, I got the bronze.
Wait. So you said both speeches. You said one in Chinese and in English.
Yes.
Okay, and
For
you
English, I did with teacher, and for Chinese, I did it individually.
wait, you said you did it with the teacher. What does that mean? You and the teacher were speaking?
I mean, like the for the pre-test in our school to check if we can go to the real contest. For me, uh, English was chosen.
Chosen,
And I
chosen. English was chosen.
so I teacher and me like teacher
Practice
corrected
together.
my yes practice together and like
Okay.
corrected my
Pronouncing. And then Chinese you did by yourself.
yes
Wow.
indeed.
Okay, so how did you do in the English? How did you do in the Chinese?
For English, I got there's what should the first prize,
First
and
is gold, silver, bronze. Is that how first prize is?
I don't know how I call it, but there's one there's one more prize uh up
Ab-
from gold.
Above gold. One more above gold. Is it
So
maybe platinum? Okay, you are not sure. All right, so one above gold. So that's that one gold, silver, bronze.
and like uh it's not a real prize, but it's the last prize. It is under bronze.
Okay.
There's one more under bronze and up one above gold. And for English, I got the bronze, and for Chinese, I got the top one.
Wow, that's super. That's really good. So, what did you get? Did you get a certificate? Did you get a medal? What did you?
I for Chinese, for English, I got the certificate, and for Chinese, I got the certificate and the trophy.
And a trophy. Oh, nice. Congratulations, Daisy. That's brilliant. That's really, really good. Um, was there many students in that diplomatic hall?
There are all they were all our school's students.
All your school students. So there was no outside school students.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I thought maybe it was a mix. Okay. Very good. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Was it fun to do those speeches? Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad. That's the important thing, that you enjoyed it. Um, your English speech was about
Racism.
Racism. And then the Chinese?
Chinese. Uh, it was uh, China. I don't know how to translate, but China that I think, or
The China that you imagine,
not
that,
imagine, but
that you think. Okay. It's difficult to translate. Daisy, anything else you want to share with me before we start jumping to class?
um, no.
That's okay. Today I want to start with we are going to look at some cities, pictures of cities, and you are going to tell me which city it is. Do you think you can
Oh,
do that?
oh.
Do you think you can recognize the cities
um,
by the buildings? So that's what you are going to be looking at. You are going to be looking at the buildings and see if you can recognize. Can you say for me? Recognize.
recognize.
Say, let's see if I can recognize the city.
Let's see if I can recognize this.
All right, here is the first one, the first city. It's a little bit difficult. It's not easy. It is in America, somewhere in America. If you are not sure, I want you to take a guess. Oh, you are moving. Are you moving to another room?
Uh, I'm looking at the map.
but but does the
Yeah,
map does the map have buildings?
no.
All right. So, this one is Chicago. Can you say for me? Chicago.
Chicago.
All right.
Never.
So you never heard of that. Okay, good. So this is the first time
I
you
heard of it, but I never saw any picture of.
Ah, okay. So these towers, you can see that big tower in the center. That is a famous tower in Chicago, and the city is next to the sea here. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's see if you recognize the second one. Which city is this?
I'm England.
Okay, that's the country. The country is England, yes. But what is the city? Actually, it's the capital city of England. What's the capital?
Uh, uh,
It starts with the letter L.
L. Wait a minute.
Lon.
London.
Okay, London. So
I thought of Legoland.
Lego, Legoland. So this clock, I'm sure you've seen many pictures of this. It's called the Big Ben. This clock on the left, and then
Big.
the Ferris wheel on the right. That is the London Eye. They call that the London Eye.
Ashka told of this.
She went there. She visited London.
No. I think she's just searching in a Google.
Oh, okay. And she told you about the London Eye.
Yes.
Can you say for me? My friend told me about the London Eye.
My friend told me about the London Eye.
Okay, so if you see a picture of the London Eye or if you see a picture of the Big Ben, you know it's in which city?
It's in London.
Okay. Next one. What city is this? I'll give you a hint. This building over here, I will point. This building over here is the Empire State Building. And this
Mm.
statue over there is very far away. That statue is the Statue of Liberty.
Ah, 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 ah.
Okay, I will give you. What's the opposite of old?
Old, old,
What's
new,
okay? So that's a hint.
New Zealand.
New Zealand? No, this is not New Zealand. This is
Wait, new, not Newton,
New.
New York.
That's the one. Okay, well done. You got it. New York. This is also in America. New York City.
New York City.
Okay, can you say for me? The Empire State Building and the Statue of Liberty are in New York City.
The Empire State and the Statue of Liberty is
Are in.
New York.
All right, good. New York or New York City. Yes.
New York City.
Okay, let's see if you recognize this one. The
Mm,
tallest
Tallest
the tallest building in the world.
in the world?
Yeah. It is
Mm,
it looks like it is a city, but it's built this city is built in a desert. The desert,
Desert?
lots of sand. Yeah.
Sahara Desert?
It's not in the Sahara Desert. So this one it's a very rich city. It's one of the
Dubai?
Dubai is correct. All right. Let's see if we have another one.
Italy? Paris.
Oh, good. You got this one so fast. Right. Now, Daisy, in all these cities, they have buildings, they have structures.
What is the
Yeah?
for Korea, what building is famous?
What building is famous in Korea? I think in Seoul, Lotte Tower is famous. And
How about
yeah?
how about South Africa?
Lotte Tower. I will come back to South Africa now. Let's just have a look at Lotte Tower here. Have you ever visited Lotte Tower?
Yes.
You have. So you understand it's a symbol of Seoul. If you see this picture, you can recognize that it's Seoul. But then there is also the other tower. I forgot the name. Do you know the tower in maybe it's Seoul Tower, I think.
Seoul.
Yeah. Seoul Tower.
Oh.
Okay. In South Africa, which one is famous? In South Africa, we have a mountain that's famous. You know which mountain.
Table Mountain.
Okay, and then there is also, I recognize the city Cape Town by the stadium.
Stadium.
Do you know what is a stadium?
Oh, is the stadium? No, not that.
Stadium is a sports arena. Yes, sometimes they have concert in the stadium, but this is it's a big stadium in a small city. Yes. So this is how I recognize Cape Town.
There's Table Mountain.
Yes, it's a small city. The city is around Table Mountain. That's right. Okay, good. So now, Daisy, in all these cities, they have built tall towers and buildings, and I want to talk about two of the materials that they use. The first material,
Metal.
say again?
Metal.
Okay, you said metal, let's call it steel.
Steel.
This steel rod, can you say for me, they use steel rods.
They use steel rods.
Now let's talk about the strength. How strong is the steel rod? If I pull the steel rod or if I push the steel rod together, which one is stronger? If I pull it or if I push it? So example, if this is a steel rod, my pen is a steel rod, and I apply a pulling force. Can you say for me pulling force?
Pulling force.
So if I pull the steel rod, is that strong? Or if I apply a pushing force, so I push it together. I push it together. Which one do you think is stronger for the steel?
Mm. Pushing.
Ah, no, that's not correct. If I push very strong, this steel rod will bend.
Ah.
But if I pull, it will not bend. It will stay the rod. Okay, so can you say for me? The steel rod has a strong pulling force.
The steel rod has a pulling force.
A strong pulling force.
Strong pulling force.
Okay, now let's look at another material. So you understand the steel rod. Let's look at the concrete pillar.
Concrete pillar.
Now I'm going to give you the same example. What do you think the concrete is good at? Do you think it's good at having a pushing force or a pulling force?
Mm.
It's the opposite. Think of the opposite of the steel.
Opposite of a steel. Pushing.
Okay, so the concrete is very strong at the pushing force, but it's very weak at the pulling. So, how can they use these two materials to build buildings? They put these two materials together. And this is called reinforced concrete. Can you say for me reinforced concrete?
Reinforced concrete.
So what does that mean? That means they put the steel and then they put the concrete when they are building the buildings. And that means it will have a strong pulling force and a strong pushing. Can you tell me where is the strong pulling force? Where is the strong pushing force?
There's a strong pulling force in steel rods, and there's a strong pushing force for concrete.
All right, good. So when you see the construction companies building, you will see lots of steel rods. And then they will pour the concrete in the steel rods. And this is called reinforced. They are joining them together, the steel and the concrete. Why? Because they want strong pulling and strong pushing forces. Okay. Let's read here. There is this bridge I wanted to show you. Now, on this bridge, you can see it has the cables.
Yes.
These bridges are called suspension bridges. Can you say for me suspension bridge?
Suspension bridge.
So what do you think this cable has? Do you think it has a pulling force on it right now or a pushing force on it?
Pulling force.
Yeah, it has a pulling force. So that means it's the same as which one? The concrete or the steel?
Steel rod.
Yes, it's the same as the steel rod. Wow, Daisy, you are good at science. Did you learn? You already learned about forces in science.
Yes.
Okay, good. Right, to finish off this class, I want to talk about learning a new language. Daisy, when you learn a new language, right now in your school, in your academies, when you learn a new language, you are practicing grammar, practicing English grammar. You are memorizing vocabulary words, and you are reading and answering questions. Is there anything else that you are doing to learn a new language?
like read a paragraph.
Yeah, so that's number 3, reading and answering questions about a paragraph, about a story, about something. So, can you say for me
Words.
one more time?
Memorizing words.
Memorizing words. Yes, that was number 2, memorizing vocabulary words.
Ah.
And then what was number 1? Practicing
That practicing grammar.
grammar. Okay. So now this English class that we are doing in Zoom, I'm going to open the whiteboard here. I want to write something. So here, Zoom class. We are training your brain to think in English. Can you read that for me? Oh, can you say I cannot see the screen?
I cannot see the screen.
Okay, let's try one more time. How about now?
Yes.
Okay, can you read that for me? Training your brain.
Training your brain to think in English.
Okay, so how exactly do we do that? Again, let's do 1, 2, and 3. First, we are describing objects around us. Can you read that for me?
Describing objects around us.
The first example that I can think of is you got a Christmas present, your smartwatch. You were showing me, you were telling me about this object, and that is good practice. It's good English practice. Now, what about number 2? Narrate your day. What does that mean, narrate?
To explain.
To explain, to talk about. So today you talk about last week Saturday, your contest, your speech contest. You were telling me about the prizes and in the diplomatic building. So you are narrating your Saturday. This is training your brain to think in English. And then finally, number 3, we are discussing global events. What does that mean?
We talk about events.
News events.
Yes.
Can you say for me? Talk about news events.
Talk about news events.
All right. Is there any question that you have that you don't understand? These 1, 2, and 3.
No.
I think you understand it. So can you review for me? Tell me, how are we training your brain in this Zoom class?
First, we describe objects that are around us.
Please give an example for each one.
For example, I can describe things that I got for birthday present.
Yeah.
Second, we can narrate our day. For example, we can talk about our vacations.
Exactly. And the last one.
For the last, we can discuss the global events. For example, we talk about how can we train our brain to think in English.
Okay, good. All right, Daisy. That brings us to an end. Let's quickly review. What was our topics that we discussed today? We started with some cities.
With the buildings.
Can you say for me? I recognized the cities with the buildings.
I recognize the cities with the buildings.
And then what did we move on to?
We move on to
Two materials. What were those materials?
two materials for building buildings.
What were they? The first one?
The first one was steel rods that is strong to pulling force, and second one was the concrete and that is strong for pushing force.
Okay, very good. And how do we, when we combine them, we call that a reinforced concrete.
Reinforced concrete.
Daisy, I'm looking at the time and the time is, I don't know why the time goes so fast with you. I think it's because the class is, I enjoy this class. Time flies when we are having fun. You are studying, but I'm having fun. All right, Daisy, have a wonderful evening. Are you going to sleep now?
I should do my school homework.
Okay, go and finish your homework. See you again next week, Daisy. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.